very nice walking to the Wizard of Waverly Place.
I waited 4 years to do this.
You know this place so well, won't you tell them?
Alright, well, if you guys want to learn more about Waverly Hills, here's some information. It is considered to be the most haunted location in America, but yet, like most places, was never built to have that title. Instead, it was built out of desperation in an effort to help the tuberculosis epidemic that affected over 10 million people worldwide. By the end of the 1800s, 25% of all deaths in the United States were caused by the airborne bacterial disease that viciously ate away at the lung tissue of its carrier. And so the warm and wet weather of Kentucky lent itself to be the perfect breeding ground, causing an absolute breaking point in capacity. Where the story unfolds with the haunting terror of Waverly Hills. In 1910, it was a quaint two-story building that could hold 50 patients. By 1926, the expansion created a 5-story, 400-bed isolated complex.
Nice.
Tuberculosis was still on a lethal rampage, and hospitals continued to be beyond capacity. Patients from the city hospitals were sent to Waverly Hills and issued tents on the grounds as they awaited the completed construction. This included adults and children alike. Sitting atop a hill far from the nearest residents, it served as a perfect quarantine location to prevent any further infections. The residents of Waverly raised animals for meat, produced their own food, ran a functioning post office with their own zip code, and even had their own currency. Once you entered the property line, it was rather likely you would never leave. For 40 years, Waverly Hills had nothing but pain, suffering,
Do you want to enter the Forgotten Hall?
children, and families that passed away together. Not a day went by without a life being taken. Documents that held the true number of patients lost at Waverly are gone, leading some to believe only 8,000 died within the harrowing halls, with the vast majority believing the total was nearly 60,000. To help alleviate the mental struggle of witnessing such tragedy by those fighting for their own lives, a 500-foot tunnel was created, now known as the Body Chute. Staff would secretly remove the dead through this tunnel, hour after hour, and it was directly connected to the train tracks, where they would be taken away forever. In 1961, the tuberculosis facility was closed, but shortly after reopened as a geriatric hospital and housing for the mentally ill. Mistreatment was the bare minimum patients received. And after 20 years of neglect, understaffing, and overcrowding, it was finally closed. The forms of mistreatment and horror stories that took place throughout the entire facility for over a century, including those that happened on the 5th floor, will be told to us tonight by our guide, where demonic figures are constantly possessed visibly. And even through the tales of darkness and haunting, he tells us what might be one of the most beautiful stories we have ever heard. After 5 years of wanting to investigate at the infamous Waverly Hills, we are finally here. Because Waverly Hills is on the fucking list, we've decided to put the video on this channel. Please, make sure to check out our overnight channel, Finding Proof of the Paranormal. Please make sure to subscribe there, as we have brand new investigations and locations every day. See if I always continue to post it.
Let's wait and see.
Sound window. Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
Dinosaurs created this building with the cast of a spade. Rumor has it on top of this building is Mark.
When he's doing the tour later, you just gotta pop out of nowhere. And be like, well, actually, hey, my place is myself. Oh, my God.
Meeting us at the Gargoyle.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so he probably has heard everything.
Yeah, he definitely heard everything. Can you imagine they're in there doing an investigation right now? And they're like, what is this demon outside?
He's probably going to be impressed that we knew so many facts.
Yeah.
That we knew all about this place through all the years.
And to everyone that's watching this video, we're gonna need your help.
on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Because every possible form of paranormal activity has been documented here. Everything. I mean,
Everything?
people have documented doors being slammed so close to them where absolutely there's no other explanation. There's no running power in most of the building, and people have seen lights on. There are known full body apparitions, men that are seen in like their doctor's white coat. There's even children's spirits that are here that are known to move balls around. In the 5th floor, especially around 502, there's known spirits. There is so much activity. People have been pulled here. People have been scratched here. People have been moved, physically moved here on camera. Voices, EVPs, everything. So at any point in time, we should be on high alert for anything that might be happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even talking about like K2 evidence or things like that. We're talking about people who have literally been physically moved here and heard things in their ears
Yeah.
that there's no other
So
explanation.
like every place we've ever been, but all put together into one. Exactly.
This is,
The amount of things that our people, that you guys that have watched these videos have found, this is the place where you guys will find something. Whether it's audio or whether it's an apparition. Dude. Orbs. That's right.
I mean, to be completely honest, they put up their private investigations here on January 1st. They are sold out January 1st. This is one of the hardest locations to get to yourself for the night.
Jesus
So
Christ.
every single thing is here, and we have full access, like I said. At the end of tonight here at Waverly Hills, we're gonna do something we have never done before for a video.
What's that?
What is that?
We'll talk about it later.
Oh my god, I know. I already know. I already know.
At the end of the night, I'm gonna put tape in every single notable place in this building, and at the end of the night, we're all gonna walk together, take every single piece of tape off, and we're gonna leave the clip entirely uncut. So if it takes us 90 minutes, or if it takes us 2 hours or 3 hours, we're gonna film the entire thing. So that's how we're gonna spend the end of the night.
I like that.
Absolutely nothing hidden, no anything at all. The viewers will get the absolute truest experience of walking around this place as they possibly can.
How are y'all?
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
Hello. Elton, nice to meet you.
Ernie Pack, good to meet you.
Brandon.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Corbin, nice to meet you, man.
Nice. What's the name?
Corbin.
Corbin.
Yep.
Oh, Corey.
Corey.
Yeah, we're the
All right.
Coors. You can just call us both Coors.
Yeah, it's double-sided
Elton,
cord.
somebody.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all. That's we're all good.
You got the one that matters, I guess. I would act as if we know absolutely nothing about this place, other than I believe it was opened in 1610.
Yeah.
No?
That's
weird.
But
That was what he told
we
me.
got the official tour guide over here that was saying that. What did you say it was open?
What's it? 16.
1926. Is that right?
Exactly.
I told y'all.
I've been here since 2009. I've been here off and on.
You've been coming here way longer,
I
right?
grew up in the neighborhood. I've never lived more than a bike's ride from this place.
Oh,
I
really?
used to sneak in here as a kid.
Oh, no way.
Don't do that anymore.
No, we got security. They'll shoot you and bury you in the woods.
Wow. Can we see some?
Some of the dead people in
Yeah.
the woods? No, we got them buried.
Do they take them to the woods through the body chute?
Oh, yeah.
No, we just.
They don't give them that honor.
No, they just right over the hill right
Exactly.
there.
They didn't pay to get in the body chute.
Oh, obviously we believe that this is the most haunted place in America. Would you agree?
Yeah, I've been a paranormal investigator and traveled around a lot myself. Probably not as many places as you've been, but I've been to a lot of them. And I mean, I'm biased.
Well, what did you see as a kid?
Okay, one time we came in through the body chute because
You went inside.
Came in through the body chute.
yeah. There used to just be a pile of dirt. Back in the 80s, there was a pile of dirt over the end of the body chute, and we had dug it out to where you could crawl into the body, and it opens up once you get inside there, and you just walk up the body chute into the building. I was at the back of the line. We had one guy up front that had a flashlight. We're coming up the tunnel, and we hear this loud bang at the back end, down at the bottom, but where we had come from. We didn't know if somebody was just messing with us or what, but we freaked out and we ran, right? The one guy that had the flashlight drops it. We slam into a concrete wall, feel our way around, and figure out our way to go. We slam into a metal door, we feel around on it, figure out finally that it's a roll-up door. So we roll it up and come running in. We're on this first floor hallway. We come running down the hallway and we dive into a room, and the guy gets out his lighter. You see these trays, the doors. We were in the morgue. As teenagers, we didn't want to be in the morgue, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
freak out again. We run up the steps. We wound up on this balcony right here, on the second floor.
Yeah.
And we ducked down, and we're like, I don't know if I was thinking, we're all trying to figure out what the noise was and who was after us and all this, because we could hear, after the bang, it sounded like footsteps coming up behind us. I looked up over the concrete wall across the backside of the building.
Yeah.
Down there on the third floor, the third window from the end on the third floor, it looked like someone was holding a candle, one of those old candle holders. And you could see like a face glowing behind
Yeah.
the candle. It's like, there's somebody down there. It's security. Just watch. Well, then you see that light just go around the building way faster than anybody could have run. we were freaking out.
Wait, you're saying like the candlelight was like running?
It was like an orange, that's what it looked
Yeah.
like, was a candlelight, but it was like an orange ball.
Yeah.
Orb with a face, essentially, right?
Yeah, like I say, I'm biased because I grew up here and I love this place. I got a special attachment, as you can tell, to some of the spirits here.
That is for the room and not for the area code.
Yes, for the room.
That is
Room
for
502.
room 502.
Yes.
That's
Oh.
commitment.
Yeah.
Wait, what made you get that tattooed? Because
You want to talk about it now or wait
Let's
till
wait-
the
We should
walkthrough?
wait to the
let's
room.
wait till 502.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh boy. So excited to be here.
Look how the stairs are cracked. Oh, this place is so cool.
There's a part of me that wants to like go through all of my TFIL videos to every single time I've talked about coming here.
wow.
It's gotta be like 100 videos.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We're just gonna casually? We're just gonna casually go past this? Come on! What?
Waverly Hills opened in 1926, just like Corey said, because he knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the tuberculosis outbreak around the Louisville, Kentucky area was about as bad as it was anywhere in the country. That's why they needed this big old building here. They started out, this is actually the third building that was built on the property. There was one built in 1910 that had a 40-bed capacity. It wasn't long until they realized that was not nearly enough, so they started construction on a 140-bed facility down over the hill. That wasn't enough. So they eventually broke ground for this place in 1924. And look at this place, how big it is. 2 years later, they opened it.
I can't believe they finished this in 2 years.
That's incredible.
And all the brick,
Yeah.
you got masons on scaffolds doing that. That's not prefab or
Yeah.
anything like
This is
today's
great work.
standards. I mean, this is real work. Well, whoever designed the building did an amazing job of designing it where it caught the maximum sunlight, the way it was faced, catches a breeze and carries it all the way through all of those Solarians out there for them to catch their fresh air. But I think he was high when he designed it.
Oh, why is that?
3 coolers.
For
They're
how-
fighting a plague. There were times when 24, 25 people a day were dying in here.
These are the only ones?
This is it.
24 to 25 people a day?
Yeah. There were times during the peaks of the epidemic where it was like 1 an hour.
Literally 1 an hour.
Yeah. We've been able to document right at about 12,000, just under 12,000, but we
That's
feel like
really-
the number is probably twice that.
And your number is double what I found when doing my homework. My homework
Yeah.
came to 6,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got, I think it's like in the neighborhood of 11,800 and some odd that we've been able to tie to.
And you think it's double?
I think it's probably twice that. The best way to investigate in here, and I'm sure that Corey's gonna do it tonight, is to climb in there head first so we can read your toe tag.
How do you know Corey so well? It's like
I'm a sensitive, I guess. I
It's
picked up,
remarkable.
run a recorder, okay?
Oh, that's actually a good idea though.
Everybody else leave the area, just leave him in here for about a half hour.
Half hour's probably
Yeah.
Half hour's
Probably be.
Actually, I mean, we're sleeping here anyway, so what do you, 8 hours, right? It's a good night's sleep. 8 hours?
It's not, I mean, this is good soft plywood.
That's what they say about every mattress salesman.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, we got good soft plywood.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
We
sense.
should put his name on it, or have him write his name.
Oh yeah, you're right on it, so that way we know it's the
He
left
can't-
one. That way we
don't hit your head.
That way you can't trick it.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a pen or anything like that? I'll put it in a particular plate. Wait, don't let Corey see where I put it.
Oh, he's putting it in this in an actual. You can get out of here, Corey.
Corey, I'll be honest. Pretty comfortable in here, buddy. I'm kind of jealous for you later. Hi, Corey.
What usually happens when folks do that, after they're in there for a while, it sounds like people walk in. They hear shuffling. Sounds like maybe gurney wheels rolling on the floor. See these guides here on the wheels?
Yeah.
It had rails and there was a ramp that went down inside the tunnel. On the left-hand side, there's steps that go down. On the right-hand side, there's a ramp. Well, when people were dying at that incredible rate that we talked about, imagine being one of those patients back there getting your fresh air and sunshine treatments, and you see hearse after hearse after hearse coming over here. So they decided to start getting the bodies out a little bit more discreetly than having a hearse pick them up off the loading dock over here. And they started taking them out through that tunnel. They would lower them down by the cable and pulley system, and this thing would ride on the rails. It was
Rumor has it, the patients enjoyed this so much, it inspired Six Flags to create a roller coaster.
Is that true?
That's what we heard.
Wow. Who was that?
You think that's
Corey,
true?
Who was that?
That's probably true.
I don't know if I believe it. Oh my, I thought you disappeared again.
He's gonna keep doing that every room. Let's go in here.
The first thing I want to point out to you guys is that right there is not a ghost.
Okay.
A lot of folks will see that and they think, ooh, look, it's a pregnant lady holding her belly.
It does look like it, yeah.
And folks usually just think of tuberculosis as a lung disease. Primarily, yeah. But there was also a version, still is, called tubercular meningitis, which is basically TB of the brain. Brain ailments back then, though, were always treated the same way. It didn't matter if you fell off a wagon and busted your head open. They'd give you electroshock therapy.
What?
If you had tubercular meningitis, they'd give you electroshock therapy. I mean, it's logical.
For everything.
I mean, that fixes everything. But the worst cases of that would be brought in here, over on the other side of the room over there. And they'd be strapped to a bed, a pipe block put in their mouth, electrodes attached to their head. They administer the electroshock therapy. Don't know if it had any effect whatsoever, but they were trying everything they could. And most of the procedures that were done here were voluntary. It wasn't like this was a torture chamber where they were just experimenting on people. The coolest thing that's ever happened to me in here was back in 2014 when I was given a 2-hour tour. On those we have what we call a tour assistant now. We used to call them cabooses. It's a fellow that'll stay at the back of the line and keep a head count, make sure nobody wanders off into a room and gets lost or anything. And every now and then they'll poke their head in and tell you how many people you got in your group and let you know everybody's all in. This one particular night I knew I had 18 people in my group. And I got in here and I started talking about the not a ghost over there. And he sticks his head in and he said, hey, they're all in, you got 19. I said, we had 18. I said, you got 19. So I started counting. And I go around the room and I get to 18 people. But over by that door right over there, there's an old man leaning in the door jamb with his arms folded looking down. And it's like he felt all our eyes on him. He looks up, looks around the room, just kind of turns and walks toward the hallway.
What?
And I was like, wait a minute, shine my light down there. There's nobody there.
Your whole tour see that?
20 of us. The 18
What?
people in my group, my caboose and myself, all saw it, but nobody's running the camera. You know, nobody snaps a picture or anything, but there he was. And this guy's been seen a lot in this area of the building. In this hallway, we think he might be a former maintenance man because he had like a big wad of keys.
Completely,
It was as real as you. I mean,
See, that's where it gets insane. We've never heard a story like that. We've heard of like
Yeah.
people on tours, like a single person seeing someone. We never heard of a whole tour group being like, "Yep,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But it makes sense why like no one would have filmed it because like why would you film another tour per like person
Yeah.
on your tour like look
Right.
at that old guy like if you think he's actually on your tour.
right. Yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, we're just like, wait a minute. We got somebody that's
Incredible.
gotten away from
Yeah.
another tour or something and wound up with ours or whatever. I don't know.
Murder.
This room was originally a maintenance room. There were lockers and drill presses and workbenches, things for the maintenance crew in here. That death rate would spike, and then morgue would get full, and this hallway would be full of gurneys, full of bodies. They finally decided that was a bad idea. So they cleaned all the maintenance gear out of here, and they put a freezer back in that corner with fans blowing over blocks of ice, and they started storing bodies in here. We've seen pictures of this room lined wall to wall with the dead, maybe 100 of them. We've gotten some incredible photos in here of full-bodied apparitions. Then a couple years ago, we got really lucky. A local funeral home had some caskets they needed to get rid of, and they donated them to us as props for our haunted house. They're real caskets, and they're used caskets.
As soon as you started talking when we came in here, we both heard it.
Yeah.
It sounded like when a wheel gets like stuck on the floor and it scoots, it's like that.
Yeah.
It was from that room right there.
over there. Just as soon as you started talking, it was like,
Nice.
Yeah.
Freaked me out.
Well, what's really cool about these caskets is this one down here seems to have come to us with company. We get a lot of hits with paranormal equipment when we place it around here. I had a group in here a few months ago. They had a big DVR system, so they set up down here. They didn't want to carry everything upstairs. And a couple hours into their investigation, they came upstairs. They got me and my wife Denise, and they said somebody's trying to get out of that casket right there. I said, what? They said, I'm telling you, somebody's trying to get out of that casket right there. I said, you're kidding. And you know, I could see they were white as a ghost. They, you know, pardon the pun, but I mean, they were scared. And they said, I'm telling you, you need to check it out. Somebody's trying to get out of there. So she comes down here, and nobody was trying to get out of the casket. But by the time I got down here, because I wanted her to, ladies first, you know. And I'm a gentleman. And so when I got down here, those folks were already down here rolling up their cable, packing all their stuff, and they moved upstairs where you guys are staged. They wouldn't come back in here the rest of the night.
Jesus.
Something obviously freaked them out. I have been here several times when I'm giving tours, and we'll hear like, you know, well, that kind of thing. Yeah. Pay attention to this. This old shirt. You're gonna want to make sure it stays in this door jam, because we got a trickster that's learned to lock that door.
Oh.
We've had several people locked in here.
Really?
Yeah.
You're saying there is a spirit that has the ability to press that lock in?
Yeah. He hasn't figured out how to pull that shirt out yet, thank goodness. I think I've mentioned it before, but the body chute is 560 feet long. It's at a 45-degree angle.
45-degree angle? What?
Yeah, you'll see when we get in there. It's 153 steps. They're spaced awkwardly. It's like step, step, landing, step, step, landing, and so on, all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
We're standing in zip code 40272. If you go to the bottom, you're in zip code 40258.
Ha! Wow.
True story. Seriously though, I mean, there's not a good reason to go down there other than if Elton makes you, because there's if there's any light anomalies that appear in there, you'll see them from the top. It's pitch black once we get around the corner down here.
Oh.
And but we do get a lot of activity in there. I had the Louisville FBI SWAT team come in here a few weeks ago. They had rented the place for the night to do a little team building thing. They came in with their tactical helmets. They had their night vision on, and they all went in through here.
Nice.
And they're in here about 5 minutes, and me and Denise here. They all come running out. They said that they had seen something coming, saw it on the night vision, coming up from the bottom, but it was transparent, and it got close enough where they could actually hear it.
These are SWAT.
This is
the
FBI
beasts.
SWAT team.
These
Not
are the
just like, you know,
manliest people.
Joe's police force. The FBI SWAT team
Wow.
ran out of here.
And they ran out. This was originally built to bring supplies up to build the building, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Does anyone have a skateboard? Is this
Well,
the whole way down?
You'll die.
Yeah, yeah.
Just saying, because
Wow.
at the end there's a concrete wall.
Oh my God. This is crazy.
Is he really going to open it?
How long is that going to take?
Well, how about this? You said the acoustics are really good, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you share all the stories and I'll just be able to hear them all the way down.
Well, there's not a whole lot to tell.
Okay, but you got a point of light.
What we get in here a lot is the footsteps, and you'll hear bangs from in there, voices down there at the bottom when you know there's no one down there. Something that's really cool about this stuff. A nurse wrote in pencil on here from 1930.
Oh, what?
See, it's got the date, 1930. There's other areas around here where there's old pencil graffiti from back then. Wow.
Hurry up, dude. Keep going.
We're not even halfway down yet. Have you made it all the way down yet?
I can't tell because my phone just died.
Oh. Here, we're gonna roll the flashlight down. Ready? Yo,
Did that help?
Oh my, who hit the red light, dude?
wait, is it easier this way? No. You know, I think you just need to let your eyes adjust and then you'll be good.
Who goes there?
What is that? Oh. What was that? Oh! You just hit me with the color of the backswing! I'm sorry!
Wait, you didn't make it all the way down?
I don't know.
That's a long way down.
Couldn't see.
Well, they said there's a concrete
There's
wall.
a concrete wall. Oh, I didn't.
Did you see the snakes?
Huh?
The
Snakes?
snakes.
He said there's lots of snakes down there.
Really?
He was like, maybe I should have told them before they went down.
We could have turned this on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But this room is another one of those rooms where they had a lot of social interaction. You know, they'd have visitation. If a patient was allowed visitation, this is where it would be held. If someone had if there was a Christmas party, birthday party, whatever, if there were second floor patients, this is where they would have it. This room is crazy active. I've got a crazy photo that was caught back in 2003 in this room. If you guys want to see it, I'm going to get it out and show you on my phone. Otherwise, we can look at it later, whatever you want to do.
I'll look at it right now.
It's crazy cool. It's about as creepy as they get. Now remember, there were no windows in the building at the time. And as you can see, we're up on the second floor.
Yeah.
They were standing right here. Someone was over there and took a picture of them. Back when you had to have a camera and film, when they got the pictures back after having them developed, it looked like there's something extra in the picture. So they took the negative back, had them blow up just that part of the picture.
Wait.
Whoa!
Stop.
That looks like a girl. A girl with
Yeah,
I get everything. Don't say it looks like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, they were standing literally right here, and then right there, no window, and there's no balcony right there. You can see the balcony ends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is where you were standing, right, when you saw the figure?
When we saw the light anomaly,
How crazy, how full circle that would be if it just happened again. Yeah. Oh, nice. Real nice.
Gotta take some pictures before we leave.
I don't know if you guys are like me at all, but paranormal investigation is something that, for me, I had done it for a long, long time, but I didn't really tell a lot of folks about it because you were considered a weirdo if you did it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah.
But when the TV show Ghost Hunters came out and became real popular, it kind of changed things for a lot of us. And, you know, it kind of brought things into the mainstream a little bit more.
Yeah,
And you weren't such a weirdo if you were a ghost hunter. The #1 episode, I'm told, of any paranormal show that's ever filmed, ever aired, is that first one that they filmed here with Ghost Hunters. That's the one, if you remember, where they caught the FLIR footage of a figure running across the hallway. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like
It's
13
cool.
when I saw
You
that.
saw
Yeah,
that?
it's cool. I wasn't here when they filmed that, but I now know, because I've been here with the team since then, that they were standing right down there. If you watch that episode, you'll see where it says away over that doorway right there. See how it says that? You can't hardly read it from here, but that's what it says.
You see that
Away.
bat?
What?
I think it's a bat.
Yeah, probably. They were standing down there shooting this way with the FLIR camera, and the figure had come out and run right to left across the hallway. And it would come from this room right here. So let's go in here real quick and talk about this one. There was a lady that came here by the name of Audrey Lindsay, and a short time after she was here, her younger sister Lois, who'd already been married, her name was Lois Higgs, got sick with tuberculosis and she was sent to Waverly. They put the two of them both in this room. Lois was here for 4 years. She got better, recovered, was sent home. While she was out, she got pregnant with her second kid and was sent back to Waverly Hills, back to this room with her sister. When it was time for her to deliver her son, she was transported to another hospital downtown. She gave birth. They separated the two immediately because they didn't want her to pass the disease on to him.
Yeah.
She came back here. The boy went home with family. There's one time that we know of that the family brought both of her sons out here to the grassy area down below, and Lois could come out here, look out the screened-in area, down and blow them kisses, tell them she loved them. But Lois died at the age of 28, and that youngest son was just 5 without ever getting out of here, basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we get an EVP out of this room. It's very similar every time. Audrey. 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 Like Lois is calling out her sister across the room from her. Last year, though, something happened that for people who are goofy like me, like every night when I come through and lock up at the end of the night, like when you guys leave tonight, I say goodnight to Lois. I'll say goodnight to Audrey, you know. I say goodnight to all of them that I know their names in here.
Yeah.
Last year, a group got that same EVP, but at the end, there was a reply. Yes, Lois.
What?
Audrey didn't die here. Audrey lived until 1996, but somehow those two sisters are having their midnight conversations here in this room now, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, actually kind of...
Yeah.
All of these nurses' stations are really active. We get a lot of full-bodied apparitions and nurses walking in and out of them. But that one down there in particular, we get a lot of full-bodied apparitions of nurses walking in and out. People see it, hear it, tape. So I encourage you guys to spend a little bit of time just watching around there.
Yeah.
Keep your cameras pointed that way, because you never know. Show you another photo. That we caught in a 4th floor children's ward. I think you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a doctor. You can see he's got a stethoscope slung over his shoulder. He's got a headlamp like they used to wear back in the day. You can see his trench coat comes down below the window, so it's not all just pareidolia from the window, you know, light coming through the window, whatever. But I'll go around and show everybody.
Oh, wow. Who took that photo?
That was one of our guests about a month and a half ago.
Oh, that was pretty recent.
I don't know if he'd want me to give you his name, but I can. Where's
The doctor with a mask.
4th floor children's ward, all the way at the south end down there. Like I've mentioned, I grew up in this neighborhood. I've never lived more than a bike's ride from the building. I live about 3 minutes away right now. Used to hang out along Dixie Highway, which is the road that runs along the bottom of the hill down there. I can remember a lot of times seeing a guy walking along the railroad tracks down there that runs along Dixie Highway. He was a big guy, kind of bent over, had long, stringy, dark hair and a bushy beard. He had a white dog that would tag along behind him.
A white dog?
Yeah.
Oh.
Looked like a white German Shepherd. Later learned this guy was a homeless Vietnam veteran. His name was William, and he was living in this room right here. The building was abandoned at the time. They had no security at all.
Yeah.
And the owners of the property at that time, they were gonna auction off all the equipment that was in here and scrap the place out as much as they could, use that money to have the building torn down and build the world's largest Jesus statue here on top of the hill.
What? The largest Jesus statue?
Yeah. They found out they had a homeless guy that was staying here. They thought he might be part of the problem. So they came up here and they were gonna kick him out. It was late November. William already had a Christmas tree set up in the corner of the room, and he was taking really good care of it. I mean, he was really clean in there and neat. They talked to him and he said, look, I'm not stealing anything, I'm just trying to stay in out of the way. If you guys let me stay, I'll have to keep the people out of here that are. So they let him stay. Every now and then they'd bring him food, they'd bring him blankets, clothes, you name it. One night though, he ran into some guys I'd gone to high school with. William and Sadie were beaten to death with a claw hammer.
What?
Yeah. Their bodies were found a couple of months later down at the bottom of the elevator shaft. Of course, the bodies weren't found for a couple of months. It took even longer for the kids to be tied to the crime. So there's no newspaper article or news story about it, anything like that, you know, because all the time, and then the fact that the juvenile records are sealed.
Yeah.
You know, so it all just kind of is forgotten in time. If I had known family members
seen him.
of some of them
Yeah.
and known who he was, I wouldn't have known anything about it. All those guys, though, after their short stint in juvie, they were released and they spent years in and out of jail for different reasons. They all wound up dead along the railroad tracks at the bottom.
No. Wait.
Two of them, they ruled suicide by train. The third guy was just found dead near the tracks, blunt force trauma. They thought he might have been hit by a train. They don't know. William still tells people to get out of here every now and then. I got a picture of William that was caught right over there 30 years after he was murdered. And I mean, I can send you that. I can show you guys that.
Did it look like he had the beard?
Let me show you.
I want to see this.
Let me show you.
No way. There's no way. No way. Who took that?
That was one of our guests about
That's him.
6 or 7 years ago.
That's him.
Yeah. Like right here.
That is crazy.
That's actually one of the craziest pictures I've seen.
From how you explained, he looked and then showing us that.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually got some chills.
Right. So for the first time, we need to be taking pictures while everything is happening.
We have
We've
to
actually
take
never
pictures.
done that. We've never had like the REM pod go off and then take a picture of the REM pod.
True.
We've actually never done that.
That is
we
so-
should have brought the Polaroid.
Polaroid.
You know what's funny? Is I actually bought 2 Polaroid cameras to bring on this trip and I forgot them.
No.
And I bought walkie-talkies so we can talk to each other to get too far apart.
Probably the most famous bathroom in Louisville, Kentucky is room 502. It's a bathroom and shower room that served this ward over here. The story that's been told for years about room 502 is based on hearsay. It's passed down to former management here that a maintenance man came up the elevator one morning to go to work, and when he got off the elevator, he found a nurse hanging from an old light fixture which used to be right here. The story goes on to say this nurse had been having an affair with a married doctor, that she had gotten pregnant, might have even contracted TB, decided she needed to have an abortion because she couldn't fight the disease and raise her, have a pregnancy going on at the same time. Her body wouldn't be strong enough. So she gave herself an abortion and then got really depressed about everything and came out here, tied a bed sheet around her neck, around the light fixture, climbed onto a chair and hung herself. The only thing that we know that's factual is that a nurse was found hanging from the light fixture. But it never made a lot of sense to me. Over here was a 14-bed ward for those patients with tubercular meningitis. Remember, the young adults and kids with the TB of the brain, electroshock therapy. The sickest of the sick with that were kept up here. Over there was a 14-bed ward for children 12 and under with stage 5 tuberculosis. Remember, we were in the body chute. I told you that a nurse or an orderly would go down with each body that was taken down.
Yeah.
It was an orderly's job. But a lot of times they'd force the nurses to do it because they didn't want to have to walk back up them steps.
Of course.
As you guys might understand, after doing it once, if you had to do it 20 times a day, it wouldn't be no fun. If you worked here, you were confined here. You were quarantined here just as if you were a patient yourself. Couldn't leave for any reason. It never made any sense to me, even though I had to tell the story, and I did for years, that someone who answered that calling would come out here in plain view of these really sick kids and hang herself.
No, it doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. In 2009, when I started hosting these private overnights, I had a group that had rented the building for the night. It was just 3 guys, and they had all their equipment laid out here, and they were asking questions. Why did you kill your baby? Who was the doctor you were sleeping with? Did you know his wife? Things like that. I sat down over there by the elevator door. I said, hey, my name's Ernie. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time up here with you guys. You in particular, ma'am. I wanna know your story. I don't believe the story I have to tell about you is the truth about what happened that night. If you'll help me, I promise I'll tell everybody I come in contact with up here your story. Right then, a tiny little female voice from right over there at the door to room 504 said Sarah. But that started a whole new line of questions, and what's now over 12 years of me coming up here every chance I get, having conversations with Sarah, and piecing her story together a little at a time. In 2019, I hosted a group that was here for a private overnight, and I had told my version of Sarah's story as I had it up to then. And there's a lady in the group that's just sitting there nodding her head and grinning the whole time. When I got done, she pulled me aside. She said, you're the first person that's ever had the same information I've got. I said, what do you mean? She said, I've been coming here 2, 3, 4 times a year since 2009 myself. And I've got your name, Sarah, and I got the rest of the story that you got. It's all the same.
Huh.
And so we started talking a lot. She was living in Hendersonville, Tennessee. She started coming up every chance she had, and we'd investigate here together. We'd go downtown and do research at the Filson Club, things like that, try to piece together whatever we could about Waverly in general, but in particular up here.
Yeah.
And eventually we wound up married. It's all serious.
I felt that coming on. Yeah.
It's all serious.
That's great, man. Wow.
But we started our own paranormal team, started doing a podcast.
Wow.
And people, we would tell Sarah's story on our podcast. But basically, Sarah had grown up, she was the youngest kid in her family. She grew up not too far from here. She had an older sister she adored. Her older sister caught tuberculosis, wound up dying at the age of 15. When she got the chance to come to work at Waverly Hills, it was a dream come true. There was no place better or more respected anywhere around than Waverly in those days. So they put her up here on the night shift working with these sick kids, and she loved it. This was heaven to her. I know that because I've asked her several times, why aren't you in heaven? Her answer is always, this is heaven, or this was heaven. Which,
Yeah,
Anyway, she was here for 3 years. One night she's working alone on the night shift in room 504. Another staff member must have come up the steps because she never heard the elevator bell ding, or she'd have known someone was here. But he came in the room behind her and he attacked her. She didn't want to wake the kids, so she didn't scream, but she did try to fight back. But she was too little, he was too strong.
Yeah.
He got what he wanted. Several teams have heard that over and over. She was a virgin until that night. He raped her. Somewhere in the process, he hurt my neck. I've heard that over and over and over too. They lied. They covered it up. Stop the lies. Help me. Help me. Help me. Things that we've gotten over and over and over. And that makes a lot more sense than the story. I mean, when you think about the big picture, really, it makes a lot more sense than the story that's been told.
Yeah.
And it's 18 different teams from around the world that have gotten this stuff. I'm going to show you guys a really creepy picture when we get down here. And we'll make this stop on the 4th floor fairly short. But this, to me,
It's probably the most haunted hallway in the world.
Really?
Yeah. Say that again? It's the what?
probably the most haunted hallway in the world.
One more time.
Probably the most haunted hallway in the world. The guys finished for the night once and they'd sent everyone home, they thought. They were getting ready to go home. They heard banging and screaming coming from inside the building. They thought maybe someone had wandered off from a tour and gotten locked in. But they double checked and everyone had signed out. There was no car in the parking lot, nothing like that. So they figured, well, maybe we got trespassers, because back then they used to get them a lot and they'd actually get in the building. It doesn't happen anymore. Made their way up here to this landing following those noises. And on the other side of this door were some teenage boys. And instead of running away like trespassers usually do, they were reaching through the door begging to be let out and apologizing for breaking in and saying they wouldn't do it again, just please let us out. The guide was like, what do you mean? They're all around us, they won't let us leave. Who's all around you? The shadows. They had broken in by chopping through a boarded up window down on the first floor with a hatchet. The banging that the guy had heard was them using the same hatchet trying to get through this door. But anyway, the guy came over here with one finger, pulled the door open. And the kids came spilling out here, begging not to go to jail, please, we won't come back, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. And they were just like, get out of here, go.
Yeah.
Then the guy pushed the door open the rest of the way, and he felt that.
Oh, what?
They had been chopping at that door with that hatchet. Oh. But they couldn't get out.
You see that?
I think that the spirits wanted them caught.
Wow.
And didn't let them leave.
Dude.
Wow. Whoa.
But I feel like Waverly is the most haunted place I've ever been, and I feel like this is the most haunted hallway there is. There are shadow figures everywhere in here. Once you get a chance to go lights out in here, let your eyes get adjusted to the darkness, you'll see them coming in and out of the doorways, up and down the hall. It's crazy out there. All right, this room was the main OR. See, there were two bays in here, one on each side.
Oh, wow.
The procedure that was done in here was called thoracolplasty. And it was a really brutal, voluntary procedure done as a last-ditch effort to save people. They would make an incision at the base of the sternum that went around under the rib cage all the way to the middle of the back. They pull that tissue back, remove dead tissue around the lungs, and then they'd start cutting ribs out. Up to 4 on each side. They had to do it in 2 separate procedures, one on this side, one on that side. The theory behind it was that tuberculosis would cause the lungs to swell, and the rib cage would keep the lungs from being able to expand to move air. So if they removed the ribs, the lungs could expand more and move more air and help people survive. Problem is, only about 6% of the people who came in here for that procedure survived. This room is a great room for EVPs and all kinds of activity, really. These doors have a tendency to slam from time to time. If that one slams, see there's a bar that we keep in the door jamb there? There's no handle on the back side of this door. So if the door slams and that bar is not there, you're trapped in here forever. Ever. But I had a group of police officers in here out of Clarksville, Tennessee, back our first investigation season this year. And we got 4 Class A EVPs in this room in 5 minutes. I mean, just bang, 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 bang. I mean, it was amazing.
Wow. What did they think?
Most of them were skeptics.
Yeah.
Until then.
Yeah.
They were blown away. I mean, they were just like, wow. This floor has become a lot less ominous, but more active.
Interesting.
They come out and interact now instead of, it used to be that we'd have shadow figures that would kind of like peek around a doorway and jump back.
Yeah.
Now they kind of come out and they're like, what's up? You know? I mean, you know, they just kind of hang out now. I mean, it's, in the 12 years I've been here, this is by far the most active season we've had. And I think it's because we're telling some of the stories that, you know, have been forgotten or not exactly told to the fullest extent or whatever.
Sounds like you're trying to get the truth out.
We're trying really hard.
Really? We haven't gone through this section yet. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, you've not been down in the lobby.
Wow. Oh, there's the lobby.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Front doors of the building are right through there under that exit sign. Think about all the emotions that came in and out of those doors. You know, people thinking they were coming here to die, others who thought this was their best hope for survival, people who were released, you know, cured and released and going home, family members who came to pick up the bodies of their dead loved ones. I mean, just a full spectrum of emotions. You couple that with the bodies that were found right over there, the homeless guy and his dog. That's the bottom of the elevator, right there where they had to cut them out of the wall.
Oh, wow.
Whatever it is, the darkest energy in the building seems to have focused itself in here. You know, I mean, this thing will identify itself as a demon. Mm-hmm. We've worked with exorcists and people that do demonology a lot.
Here's the chair.
Oh, was it?
Okay. They don't think that we got a demon here, but we've got a very dark entity that's basically just a giant asshole. Mm. But he's very strong and very malevolent. He's got the ability to affect you in a way that you might not have ever experienced before. I've been involved with this stuff for a long, long time. Up until 2 years ago, wasn't much of a believer in that kind of thing because I've never experienced it myself. Mm-hmm. But I came down here, I was gonna demonstrate an SLS camera for some guests. Mm-hmm. And I sat down here, was waiting for them to get here, I was by myself, turned it on, started scanning the room, and I got over by that white column right over there. The camera starts mapping this very tall stick figure. But this thing stepped away from the column, and then it started walking toward me. Then the camera froze. I tried to reset the camera. That's all I remember. I woke up at home the next day.
What?
3 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah. And I called Chelsea, because she was one of the other guides that night. I asked her what had happened, and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay, but I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got home. I don't remember leaving there." She said, "Well, you were acting weird last night. We couldn't find you for like 3 hours. When we did find you, you were sitting by yourself in the dark staring at the wall, and I shined a light on you and tried to talk to you. You started cussing me. You didn't even look like yourself. Your face just looked weird." Yeah, I mean, that's just not me, you know?
Yeah.
But we've had that same kind of thing happen to 2 or 3 other people this season, and you know, other times prior to that, but just this season we've had it happen to like 2 or 3 other people on our team. I've got no explanation for it whatsoever.
Huh. Is that the most powerful thing that's ever happened to you?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Oh, you guys are allowed to go in any unlocked door. What?
Funny thing, that one looks like it's unlocked.
This door appears to be unlocked. This has been sealed up. Remember when I talked about the nurses' wing upstairs?
Yeah.
This is the nurses' wing. It's also still set up for our haunted house.
Oh, it makes it even worse.
If you guys have a black light, has anybody got a black light?
Oh, look at it down there.
That is not something I typically keep on.
Well, I mean, a lot of folks use them. So we got 3D glasses.
Oh my god.
This is awesome.
Okay.
Look at the balls on the ceiling. Wow.
This is very cool.
Whoa. I wish we could put 3D glasses on you guys at home.
Oh my god.
Oh, Brandon.
Look at this.
Now these were actually like patient rooms there. You can see.
Oh,
wow.
I feel like that's about the size of what you saw on the SLS camera.
Actually, it was
Taller?
It was like this one?
10 feet tall. Yeah, it's more like that guy. There's a lot of times when those doors will be all locked and no one back here, and you hear full-on conversations going on back here. You'll hear things moving, bangs, whatever.
This is such a weird hybrid.
I know.
Paranormal investigation in a haunted house in a haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a real haunted location.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That's
wow.
fair.
That definitely comes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that thing comes right forward.
That operates her, you know, people step on when they're coming through here, and she comes shooting out and screams.
Where is it?
No, it's not.
here.
It's not here,
But there is a pressure pad, is what you're saying.
they
Oh,
keep
that's
people
so
involved.
smart.
That's Valak.
Come in here and hang out a little bit tonight, because you never know. Like I said, this is an area that not a lot of folks come and investigate, and as a result, I think that spirits kind of congregate around here. That's about all I got for you. I hope you learned a little bit. I hope that it hope she delivers for you.
Yeah.
Not a
You know,
little
I
bit.
mean, this is it's a little bit like fishing. Sometimes they're biting, sometimes they're not. But I mean, this has been a crazy active season so far, and last night was really active.
I feel like one night's not enough here.
No, definitely.
There's no way.
I do. It's
I feel like we should spend a night on each floor.
Yeah.
yeah, you could probably get by with that.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
What you got here?
What are you doing?
Well, how many pieces of table we put down?
12.
What's our lucky number? 13.
66.6.
Not my lucky number.
Okay.
Wow. That's on the nose? I think he just pissed off somebody.
Lucky number 13. Finished right where we started. Ernie,
Well, guys,
thank you, man.
you're welcome, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Y'all
Thank you so
enjoy
much.
tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Take care. Enjoy your
Excellent
pizza.
tour. I appreciate everything.
Yes, thank you for everything.
You're welcome, man.
Seriously.
All right, gentlemen, we ready?
Let's do it.
Depends on what ready means.
I don't even know
The
where to start.
entire 200,000 square foot, 5-story, quarter-mile body chute tunnel investigation with 13 pieces of tape. So let's get all the tools and let the night begin.
You know how long it's gonna take us to go through this entire building?
7 hours?
I was gonna say 7.5.
Yeah.
Do you remember every piece of tape?
No. But I know there's 13.
Let's do it.
Well, we should go meet up with the person that made it possible to be here tonight.
That's a good idea.
Let's go find Jesse. He's here somewhere.
Let's go find Jesse.
Jesse!
So we want to introduce someone because tonight would not be possible without him. A few months ago, I think 5 months ago, I put a post out just throwing out a Hail Mary and being like, if anyone happens to have a rental of Waverly Hills that we can come join, please let me know because it's sold out for the entire year. And then Jesse, this gentleman right here, please come on in. Literally wrote back on my YouTube, and then we've been emailing for months and months and months. Your family had this rented out.
Yep.
They had a few open spots, and then kindly you and your family.
Wow. Yeah, just invited, and I was like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I don't know.
I remember one of your emails. I was like, yeah, for sure. And then you were like, really?
Yeah. I was like, wait, really?
Yeah, no, dude, I've been trying to go here for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
He doesn't really shut up about it in all the videos that we do.
Every video.
You had one request, and you said if we did hide and clap, could you do it? And I was like, we don't do that anymore because we got in trouble at one of the locations for being irresponsible during hide and clap. But they gave us permission here, so this is gonna be yours.
Oh,
This is also gonna be yours. And to make it even more fun, we're gonna bring you to a part of Waverly Hills that you've never been before.
I haven't been to yet.
And no one else is allowed in. All right, so we're gonna do a round of hide and clap.
Okay.
And seriously, thank you again, man.
No, of course. It was crazy enough that I was just like, what are the chances that he's actually going to be like, you can actually do it? And here we are.
Yeah. And you said you've been watching since the Yosemite video?
Yeah.
Which is like episode like 35?
Yep.
wow.
So you've been watching for 5 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Long-term supporter. What can I
He does you a favor by getting you into Waverly Hills, and then you punish him immediately. By
I reward him. It's like blindfolding him.
That's a reward.
And taking him to the nurse's ward.
I remember how bad it was the first time we did it at the Conjuring House.
Oh my god.
That was awful.
I just can't
Oh
wait for
my
him to take
God.
off the blindfold once he's in there.
Oh,
And then being like, holy sh**.
Oh wait, he's not gonna get this.
No, we're gonna blindfold him all the way in there. And then he'll play the game blindfolded. Or should we bring him in there? We should let him see it?
No.
We should walk him back there blindfolded. He's gonna get hurt. It's really dangerous back there.
There's rust everywhere.
It's really dangerous back there.
So
What if we just blindfold him when we're like
You ready?
50?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. All right, let's walk him back
Sounds
there.
better to me. Okay.
Let's walk him
You
back
sure it's a
there.
blindfold or a mini bra?
Cool.
Okay, we'll go off and pretty solid. Smash.
Let's put him in the corner over here then. Cool. Come up this way. Come this way. Okay, come this way. Come that way. No, other way. Other way. Other way. That way. Yep. Yep. That way. Left. Left.
Left, left,
Straight.
left, left,
No,
straight,
right.
right,
Straight.
right, straight, right, right,
And
right.
Stay right there. Just stay right there.
Perfect.
That's pretty good. That's not bad at all.
Okay. 30 seconds on the clock. You know the rules, right? You get to after 3 claps. And you don't find everyone in 5 minutes.
right?
We give you up. Yeah. You get 3. Normally there's a punishment, but in this case it's just your pride. So
I invited you here. Why are you guys doing this?
you asked.
You're right.
So you get 3 total claps and you get 5 minutes on the clock. You want to set a timer?
Yep.
Okay. All right, 30 seconds to hide.
All right, 30 seconds.
Okay, cheater. We already got a cheater.
what? He's a pumpkin eater.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Should be my doorway to room 2. Second clap. Where's that snake? Where's the closet? There's the closet. Okay. I take a lot of observations. Somebody else. That was so fast. Third clap. Damn it.
That was pretty
Jesse,
I feel like we need another round.
we need another one because that
Way too good.
was way too quick. And also,
Way too. What the?
that was
I
hilarious.
took a lot of observations.
Wow. Dude, he came in here, he's like, okay, this is here.
I literally walked by and I was like, okay, there's a snake on this desk. And when we first walked through, I remembered it.
No, I don't think I've ever won.
I've never won.
I think we need to do another round. Somewhere
Yeah.
else. That's bull.
One more round.
Wait, one more round. But who was the first person to get caught?
Corbin.
I was.
Ah.
Should we give him a chance to hide?
Yeah, let's give him a chance.
To
Okay.
hide?
Or would you rather seek again? Mr. Isaac, a lot of observations. You'd rather hide?
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna find a ladder to the roof. Dude, I feel like you were like, you knew I was there. You're like, so where's the final clap, huh?
Well, I remember, I literally checked because I thought we could put the GoPro on the top of the thing.
Yeah.
And then I put my hand and I was like, wait, there's no glass here. Somebody's gonna be in here.
Try your blindfold on, kid. Alright. Oh, yeah. Come hang out with your friend over here, huh?
Come hang over here.
Come hang out with your friend over here.
All right, 30 seconds. Go. I got you.
Okay.
15,
I can hear
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the technique that I'm working on. Okay, got bigger. How are you in there? How is he in here? Wait, my bearings are thrown off because I feel like I... What the hell? Okay, that's a bed. Oh, what the? Okay, I'm officially out.
It's me, it's
Oh,
you.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, let me go back.
Ah! God! Ow! Wait, what? Someone's in here. There! I got him! That was cheating. You put something in front of you. Oh, I didn't ask for clap. Clap! I never asked for a clap. That's crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, is that you? That was you, probably. I heard Corbin. Second clap. Oh, these are the bendy things. What the hell? You bastard! Wait, so some... Is that you again, you bastard? Wait. There's somebody in here. What the hell? Go with the clap. Okay, clap. Yes!
And that's time.
Wow! Where were you? You were never gonna give me a time this game out. I was gonna say, I thought. Where were you?
In the corner.
I was there!
You were right here.
Dude, I was doing this! I was going like this! I was doing 360!
I was standing right here.
Oh my god. Who cheated? You cheated!
No, I didn't.
Yes, you put a freaking block or something in front of you.
Yep, I'll put that there.
Yes, there was a curtain there that wasn't there before.
I'm surprised you got it.
You can't move the curtain to come back. Oh, you put it right in your face. You know exactly what you did.
Thank you again.
Of course.
I'm never playing hide and clap with you again. I understand why you wanted to do it now.
Yeah,
You just knew you'd dominate.
You practiced. I bet you practiced with your family.
He probably like analyzed all of our other hide and claps. He's like, Elton goes for the weird ones. Brandon goes for the hard one. Corey doesn't try. Corey just stands next to a door. And Corey's always super close to the person who starts.
I don't know how that keeps happening. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, now you have to go play.
Yeah, wait.
You just knew dominate.
Yeah.
You practice. I bet you practice with your family.
He probably like analyzed all of our other hiding claps. He's like,
goes off. We all kind of assume the worst. Jerry says what he says.
Yeah.
20, 30 seconds.
Pray, dude. I just prayed. I just didn't want anything bad to happen.
No, of course.
Oh my God.
There's lots of us.
Manson and his family may have been responsible for as many as 35 killings.
Charles.
No, it did not.
Yeah, dude, Charles.
This is where they lived, among the stables, barns, and phony buildings.
That's insane. It's talking to me.
Let's be friends.
Oh.
Police said they were a pseudo-religious cult.
Yeah.
I have a dirt mark on my arm.
Look up in the tree.
I can speak through this. Don't push it.
Oh my God. Oh God. Oh my God. That is crazy.
Exposed.
Exposed.
If not the Manson family or the Manson cult, the Manson ranch. Call it what you will.
So then, what?
Oh my god. I'm so speechless right now. After we left the cave, it hasn't said a single thing.
Tired.
Oh my god.
The people either buried or burned right here.
Here.
Oh my
Here.
god.
I can hear and see where the noise is coming from. There's nothing here.
Find my ashes.
That's ash.
Who or what are you?
I feel the tear just coming out of my right eye, and I have absolutely no idea why.
Like there's lines just like ripping through the entire thing.
Portal.
Portal. Is someone hung from this tree?
We have this giant fire pit here. We get portal, burn the bodies right here.
There's always the details that when she died, she was crying out for her mother as she died, as she was being stabbed to death.
With the headphones, it sounded like, Mommy.
Welcome to or welcome back to the Overnight channel. Tonight, we are at a very interesting place, Spawn Ranch. I've actually been here once before. I was here with Twin Paranormal. I'll link their video in the description. I think that video was about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember when I left that night, I told Ginger where I went. And Ginger lost her mind like a fangirl, and I couldn't quite understand why. Can you please show everyone what's in your bag? The same reason is also why we almost didn't go on a second date.
Because of this?
Because the first time I went to her house, I was like, why do you have every single book about Charles Manson you could ever imagine?
Some people have interests like crocheting or cooking or, you know, I love to learn more about serial killers.
I wish I could tell you these were props. This is what she has next to the bed.
These are my books. I need these.
These are just the Manson ones, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
She's
but which is
obsessed.
my #1 interest of all of them.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
How am I gonna film?
Just like that. Ginger's basically our paranormal expert, or historical expert tonight on everything Manson related. So we'll get more of the history from you as we go throughout this. You can probably even fit that right there behind the tripwire.
God, it's meant to be.
Oh my god.
Like some people like Justin Bieber.
There are only 2 things Ginger gets us excited about. One, I'm not one of them. Taco Bell and Charles Manson.
Wait,
That's crazy.
can we get Taco Bell after this?
Dude, I'm down. I second that.
If we get poltergeist activity tonight, I will take us all to Taco Bell. Tonight's video is either the most precise, concrete paranormal evidence or the most confusing investigation we have ever had. It is entirely up to you to decide, but I would like to believe it was a direct conversation with Charles Manson himself and his most loyal and lethal followers. The events take place here at Spawn Ranch, set in the Santa Susana Mountains of California, is now etched into American history as the dark heart of Charles Manson's infamous family. It began as a scenic backdrop for Hollywood westerns in the 1940s, slowly decayed into a chilling hub of chaos, manipulation, and murder by the late 1960s. Established by George Spahn, the ranch was a thriving location for films like Bonanza and The Lone Ranger, but by the 1960s, its use had waned, and George Spahn, aging and nearly blind, struggled to maintain the property. Enter Charles Manson, a charismatic, sinister figure who would forever change the ranch's legacy. In 1968, Manson and his followers, disillusioned youth seeking purpose in a turbulent era, settled at Spawn Ranch, transforming it into their headquarters. Manson, who had spent much of his life in and out of prison, had developed a warped philosophy, blending Scientology, Christianity, and a twisted interpretation of the Beatles' White Album. Central to Manson's doctrine was the concept of helter-skelter, an impending apocalyptic race war he believed was imminent. Manson convinced his followers that they were destined to survive this conflict and emerge as rulers of a new world order. Life at Spawn Ranch was anything but idyllic. Under Manson's control, the family engaged in drug use, lewd group acts, and bizarre rituals. Manson's grip on his followers was almost total, achieved through psychological manipulation, LSD, and what he called programming, a form of brainwashing that left his followers obedient and willing to do his bidding. The remote location of the ranch allowed these activities to go unnoticed by the outside world, setting the stage for one of the most notorious crime sprees in American history. The summer of 1969 marked the darkest chapter in the story of Spawn Ranch. On Manson's orders, members of the
family carried out a series of brutal murders in Los Angeles, including the infamous Tate LaBianca killings. Among the victims was actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant at the time. The savage nature of the crimes, stabbings, shootings, and mutilations shocked the nation and revealed the terrifying extent of Manson's influence over his followers. But the horror didn't end with the murders. Rumors and speculations about Manson and the Manson family's activities have persisted, adding layers of dark mystique to their already chilling legacy. One of the wildest theories is that Manson was somehow connected to the CIA's MK Ultra program, a real government initiative that experimented with mind control using drugs like LSD. Some conspiracy theorists suggest that Manson was either a product of these experiments or used similar techniques to manipulate his followers, turning them into unwitting soldiers for a hidden agenda. Others believe that Manson and his followers engaged in occult practices, possibly even satanic rituals, as part of their daily life at Spawn Ranch. Manson's obsession with the Book of Revelation and his self-image as a messianic figure have fueled speculation that the murders were more than just acts of violence. They were sacrifices intended to invoke dark forces or fulfill a prophecy. Adding to the eerie legacy of Spawn Ranch are rumors of unconfirmed burial sites. It is speculated that the Manson family may have buried additional victims in the rugged terrain of the ranch, yet bodies that have never been found. Today, Spawn Ranch is mostly reclaimed by nature, with little left of the structures that once stood. Paranormal investigators claim that the land itself is cursed, marked by the residual energy of the horrors that took place there. If the evidence of tonight's investigation is treated as fact, then we may have discovered one of the longest-standing, morbid theories surrounding one of America's most infamous and sinister people, Charles Manson. Just jumping in before this investigation begins, which, without giving anything away, is one of the most bizarrely, terrifyingly accurate, thorough investigations we've ever done. If you watch to the end, you'll understand what I'm saying. And also, welcome to the new overnight headquarters. But the most important thing right now is I want to give a big thank you to today's video sponsor, Factor. These meals right here have actually been one of the main contributors to my weight loss journey over the last 6 months. Factor is delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals directly to your doorstep, all of which are ready in about 2 minutes in the microwave. Wow, it's so good. They legitimately have one of the best websites and apps that you could ever use. You schedule your deliveries, you can change your meals, you can choose from over 35 weekly options such as keto, calorie smart, protein plus, vegan, or veggie. Or just let them pick for you. That way you get something new and exciting, or if you're like me and you just can't decide. Their gourmet chefs are crafting every single meal with high quality ingredients. I literally have spinach noodles right here. Of course, you know exactly what you're getting because you're getting all of the ingredients on every single packaging. So everything you need to know to be health conscious is right there. Also offer snacks, smoothies, other breakfast options, and anything else that you would want to keep you fueled throughout the day. Look at how good this looks. Imagine any other microwavable meal that looks and tastes as good. Without any doubt, if you're considering any kind of meal prep, time saving, healthier option, whatever it is that you need, go to Factor first. So head over to factor75.com or click the link in my description and use code HauntedHomies50 for 50% off of your first box and 20% off of your next month's order as well. Thank you so much to Factor for sponsoring the Overnight channel, and of course, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really think you're going to enjoy this video. And the UK series videos that we have coming up, in my opinion, are the best paranormal investigation videos we have ever made in terms of the way we investigated, the quality in which we filmed it, and the evidence that we got, let alone the locations that we got. One of which was an island that no one had stepped foot on for over 5 years, and was actually shut down by the Pope due to, let's just say, its ties to the underworld. Thank you all for supporting us during this little break, the wedding, the honeymoon, and of course filming. I really do appreciate it, and I'm excited to finally be bringing you weekly uploads to this channel, at least for the rest of this year. Enjoy. I'm gonna eat my food. It's so good. It's really so good. Okay, Ginger, what is your favorite fun fact about Charles Manson?
That when he was born, his name was no name. He didn't have
what?
a name for the first year.
What?
And Manson isn't even the last name of his real father.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So he
Mhm.
didn't have a name, so on his birth certificate it said
No
no name?
name.
Whoa.
Yep.
Alright, we made it. You wanna leave or?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this, and then down, and then to the left. I think this is literally the entrance right here.
Also,
Yes.
he was very short. That's another fun fact.
You better be real careful with how tall he is right now. You better not be like, he was really short. He was 5'11". How short was he?
He was about 5'5".
What? That's short to you?
Yeah, that's
very short.
That's Bruno
That's like my
Mars.
height. I'm
that's
5'4"
short.
with these
There's
shoes.
people that are like 5'2", 5'1".
Yeah, they're
But,
children.
like,
Those
it's
are
just
called
like-
children, Jerry.
He's just like cute, you know?
He was Bruno Mars of serial killers.
Yeah.
He wasn't a serial killer.
I mean,
He's like a
I'm not
little guy.
defending the 5'5s. I'm just, hey, I'm 5'9", so I'm not mad about it.
What is your scariest fact about Manson?
How dark he could get and how manipulative he got. Like when he was in court on trial after all the murders were over, after everything happened, he asked if he could speak more, like speak out for himself, and they said no. And so the next day he showed up and he had an X on his forehead. And it was to he cut it into his skin.
Oh, he cut, okay.
He cut it to symbolize that he was like X'd out of his own trial. And then the next following day, he had, you know, hundreds of girls like outside, like praising him, waiting for him. And then even the other girls on trial. So the next day after he did that, they all did that. So
Jesus.
just by him showing up with an X on his forehead, the next day, they all showed up carved X's in their foreheads.
All right, we're in. All right, so we'll just walk our way in,
Yeah.
and then when we get to the caves, we'll like all the way start, I guess. You know?
So what I know about Spawn Ranch is this is the main area where the Manson family lived. They called them the family. So Manson and
Charles.
No, it did not.
Yeah, dude, Charles. Charles on cue. Look, okay, just because I know everyone wants to always whatever. I know it's on Wi-Fi. Whatever. Take Wi-Fi off. It's airplane mode, and Bluetooth for the speaker. That's it. And it just said Archibald Snow Charles.
Whoa.
What?
Also, there was two Charleses involved in the story. So Charles Manson is the one everyone knows about, but Charles Tex Watson, Tex because he's from Texas, that's his nickname. He actually was the most vicious of the group. He's the one who actually committed the murders. And he said some crazy, dark, horrific things. And so there are two Charleses involved in this situation.
And are they both, like, were in trial and stuff like that as well?
Mhm.
Okay, so they're both caught. And, wow.
Oh, there's your X you're talking about right there.
Right there.
Oh,
He actually did his forehead
Yeah.
on his hand.
You're right.
Exposed.
Exposed.
X.
So curious now. Which Charles are we talking to right now?
One of them is passed. One of them is still living their life sentence in jail.
Oh, so it's the one that
Almost.
murdered everyone passed already?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Charles
Manson
Manson.
passed.
Charles Manson died. Charles Tex Watson still living his life sentence.
And also the question I asked was, is this Charles or are you speaking of Charles? And then the answer is exposed.
Exposed.
So someone who's telling us, who's exposing
They're telling the story.
about Charles.
Mhm.
Angel.
Dude.
Wait, hold on. Is it someone who like never committed any kind of crime? I'm an angel and I'm exposing Manson like Charles? Maybe let's go deeper. If the answers keep flowing through, then obviously we know the closer we get, the easier it is.
Sorry, Evan.
Warning.
Warning. As we cross the creek.
What's that?
Are we getting close to the cave?
I mean, this is it. This is the cave.
Oh, this is the cave.
This is the cave.
I didn't realize we were already here. Oh, what is that?
Incense, sage.
Yo.
Like, that's something of the sort, right?
Bouquet?
Flowers.
It's a bouquet of flowers.
Whoa. Why?
An uneaten snack? Like an, oh, and look. Glasses. Glasses from like the 60s.
Like an offering?
It's an offering. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous already. Like, I wonder if there's anything inside that they wrapped it or something.
That's what it kind of looks like.
Members only would have.
I'm really here.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry if I'm touching your stuff. Can you let us know who we are currently talking to? Are you one of the girls that were possibly tricked into this?
Am I dead?
You are. Unfortunately, you are. You are no longer here in the real world.
I haven't gotten anything on the SLS yet.
I like to talk.
So you prefer talking over showing yourself? Yeah, let's set up like maybe motion activated, because now we know whoever this is likes to talk.
Yeah.
So if anything else happens, we know it's someone or something else. And then that way it's almost like we're kind of setting traps, I guess.
Yeah.
Or being able to identify anyone else.
What do you think?
You know what we haven't done in a very, very long time is S's method.
Need help.
Need help. That it's complete sentenced multiple times in a row.
And it's like responding.
Yeah.
The
Like-
SLS works, it's mapping all of you. It just hasn't gotten anything at all.
So if you want to let us know that you're here, if you want to grab energy out to help you, go ahead and touch this device here.
I'll set this one up on my pathway.
I just stepped away.
I lost my life here.
Oh my god. I lost my life. Since we got Charles, every single thing has like absolutely matched up and lined up perfectly. Explains why they want to talk about everything that happened.
Yeah.
Why they're willing to expose Charles. If they lost their life here and they also claim to be an angel as if like someone that didn't do anything wrong.
Eddie, watch out.
Dude, I'm freaking out.
Oh my
I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting these feelings of someone behind us, and I keep looking back.
Oh, this is weird. This camera has like lines ripping through it. Think of like old televisions. You get like the static lines ripping through it. Wow, look at this. It's literally like an old school. See it?
Yeah.
Like there's lines just like ripping through the entire thing. It's like turning it to like old static television.
You've never seen that before? Mine looks
When did
great.
you notice?
Right now, because I went to set up.
Don't go further.
Don't. Stay here. Everything is saying stay here, right?
Literally everything.
And we had the whole conversation about should we keep going deeper in, or should we stay at the rock?
Oh my god.
I'm so speechless
Jesus,
right
right?
now. I'm sweating. Like I'm nervous sweating. What the heck?
Yeah.
REM pod just went off on that side.
Oh, it is.
Holy cow.
Wait, why don't I hear it?
I think it's
Evan, did you hear it?
It's
hard
faint.
to hear.
I saw it lit up, but I didn't like hear it like the way we normally do. As we say, don't go any further, and I was trying to set this camera up over there to document that end. It says don't go any further. I come this way, and now that goes off.
8.
8. Like the number 8. How many people were in that photo? Cave.
2, 4, 6, 9.
Wait. The others.
you plus 8.
Wait, does it say the names of the people in the photo?
No. Well, the main, it was Danny DeCarlo was Oh, actually it does. It actually does.
REM pod just went off again.
But no sound.
Hardly, very faint.
It's not stopping.
Evan, can you see it?
Yeah, I got
I
it.
don't have a camera on because I didn't go that way.
It does have the names.
Okay, what are the names?
Well, I read the first one and that went off. Danny DeCarlo,
Okay.
Catherine Scher, Mary Brunner, Chuck Lovett, Ginny Gentry, Kathy Gillies, Lynette Fromm, Sandra Good, and Ruth Ann Morehouse.
I don't know how they would answer this right now other than the REM pod.
I was stationed here.
That's insane.
I was about to ask, were 8 people responsible for taking your life? That's the question I was trying to figure out how to phrase and how they would answer it. But I think the REM pod might be like crushed right now. I've never heard it not make. I can't hear it from here. I think that REM pod is done. Like,
Is it cooked?
I think so. I've never go mute.
He shot me.
Did you just hear that?
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay, that's his
Wait,
method.
It wants to tell us what happened.
Yeah, it's like not even waiting.
Like at this point, it's so everything's aligned. It's so like in a sequence. It's crazy. I've never had this happen to me before.
And again, there's one for sure body found here.
Yes.
One more
Did
suspected.
you hear us?
Yes.
Plural.
So there is
40
multiple.
and 0 or unknowns.
And then unknowns, yeah. I mean, it's
Which they claim there could be many unknowns. They're living in a commune off the grid. No one knew they were here. They were all kids who ran away from their homes. Like, there could be countless.
Nora.
Ah, got it. Nora. Another name, Nora.
Okay, so we have Alice, we have Nora.
We also got Bert as well, which is, again, another name. Like Albert, Bert, so...
Yeah.
3 names so far.
Bert was a super common name back then.
Yeah.
60, 70. Grempod right
Grempod's-
now, on the dot. Bert.
1886. Munson.
Pro.
Pull.
Pull?
Pull. Pull. Pull it open. It just said pull.
It's heavy.
This is a lot of dirt.
How does that happen?
Why? Yeah,
It's
right?
dirt, right? It's not ash or sand. It's like actual just dirt.
It seems like it's just dirt. Yeah, it's all rocky and
If the dirt gravel doesn't match, that means it was transported here.
Yeah, it
Right.
definitely doesn't match. Look at that.
I feel like that's well beyond an offering if there's imported sand, gravel, rocks.
Oh, rose too. Look. So these are very old. Old rose, baby breath.
wow.
Okay, volume is going up in 3, 2, up. The end. Front right.
Front right. The end.
It watches from the dark.
Oh my god. It sounds like there's multiple of them too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wonder
Yeah.
if they're saying it watches from the dark. It might be Charles Manson at the end over there. I keep hearing stuff that way.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
What?
No. This is freaking me out now.
Whoops.
To the spirit that is here. I know you want to talk. You've been wanting to communicate with us since the moment we stepped into.
Have you?
Yeah. Yes, we do want to talk.
Bye.
Victim.
Victim.
Okay, you were a victim here. We're sorry that
You hear
happened.
me?
We do hear
Absolutely.
you. We absolutely hear you.
Of course.
What was your time like when you were here? What did you do? Who were you? Tell us about your life.
By the skin or by my skin?
Can you tell us how long you lived here? Were you here for multiple years? Did you enjoy it while you were
I'm not here anymore.
That's so accurate.
Holy cow. So you do know that you're no longer in this world.
And they shoot.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that.
That you're no longer in this world.
And they shoot.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that.
Think. Come on.
It sounded like they shot you. They killed you. Murdered you here. I bet you probably thought this was like the paradise for you. This is where you...
Amelia.
Amelia?
I really think I just heard before I commit murder.
Who murdered you? Do you know who murdered you? We're sorry that happened.
It must hurt so bad.
This is so weird. I'm crying out of my right eye right now. I feel the tear just coming out of my right eye, and I have absolutely no idea why. I don't even feel sad. I'm just crying.
That's what I'm saying. It must hurt so bad You thought this was the paradise. You thought this was going to be your happy place. And they just turned around and murdered you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Quick.
this is all they could think about. This is all they could, like, their initial reaction. Just imagine you're like high on drugs and like you're at the happiest place. And out of nowhere, everything flips upside down.
Yeah.
You just go into this bad trip and there's freaking people chasing you. That is insane.
Find my ashes.
Stop it. You were burned here?
Whoa! That was sick! Alright, I don't give a
Are we talking to two different people
Yeah.
right now?
It sounds like we're talking to the murderer and the victim at the same time.
100%.
Yeah. Find my ashes. I don't give it.
My name is Mildred.
Dog, I got the chills right now. Holy.
Okay, Mildred, thank you for.
Ha ha! Wow, I keep hearing that. Ha ha! Fuck you! Holy shit, dude!
Mildred, we are here. We hear you.
Crazy to hear that.
You must be fighting Charles right now.
You're blind? Ha ha! Again! It's the same. Ha ha!
Talk to us.
Everybody, get me out!
Let us free you.
He's sounding so chaotic.
That was my name. That's cool. Or Elton.
Where can
More.
Where can we help you find this ash? Your ashes, so we can set you free.
You're blind.
Is it that we saw it?
Yeah, I'd say it by the same way blind. Does that mean like we've seen it or walked past it?
I mean, Elton
Again.
did say.
It sounds like a I'm gonna go with like a young 20-year-old girl who kind of feels she keeps going ha 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 ha.
And it seems like on the spirit talker is the victim.
Yeah.
And on the spirit box is
You're
the attacker.
right. They're using different devices.
Ha ha again. I'm turning it out for a second. Is this ha ha shit relevant at all to anything that's happening?
It sounds. Yeah.
Holy.
This is crazy.
I keep hearing ha ha, but it literally sounds like if you were a little bit out of your mind. It doesn't sound like a ha ha, and it doesn't sound like a ha ha.
It's an evil ha ha.
It's like like the closest I can describe it is like any horror movie where like the female lead like goes devilish and is like ha ha. It's the weirdest thing. I can almost see the face. Like I've heard the laugh so many times now that I can almost like in my mind see the exact.
Vernon.
Everyone's back on 3, 2, they're up.
But we are wanting to help
That's the
you.
exact noise I just heard.
We're wanting to help you, and you want us to find your ashes.
Oh
Can
my
you?
God, did you hear that?
Stop it, stop it.
Do I?
But we are wanting to help
That's the
you.
exact noise I just heard.
We're wanting to help you, and you want us to find your ashes.
Oh
Can
my
you?
God, did you hear that?
Stop it, stop it.
Do I?
What
Dude,
did you
literally right behind you, I heard her.
I got that on camera.
Dude, swear to God. I swear I heard that and I was right behind you and I freaked out because I didn't know what.
Ma'am?
I'm hearing so much over there. Like,
We're here. We're here to chat with you. Are you the children that was also viciously murdered here?
Look out.
What are we looking out on? What are we looking?
can you tell us any more details? How old were you when you died?
Ha ha. And then another male one. Ho, ho, right after.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Were you brainwashed when you were here? Were you tricked into doing things you didn't really want to do?
One man here.
One man here. It has to be Charles. So Charles, you are here.
My forehead feels weird.
Dude, the forehead with the
Forehead.
X.
You know you have to squint really, really hard when the sunlight's like absolutely trying to rip through your eyeballs?
Yeah.
As I'm like squinting super hard, like the sun's trying to rip through my eyeballs right now. It's the weirdest thing. Like right in this area.
probably the same way you'd squint if you were.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the right Charles that did that passed.
Making me cry.
Yep. He
Quit so
died
hard
with
now,
a
making
scar on
myself
his
cry.
forehead and just watched it a scar. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Again.
Well, he's still going.
I've been here 100 years.
Of the big bunch of guys also doing the ha-ha that time. You count them?
Charles.
I'm not really hearing anything cohesive now. Just the ha-ha.
He's also. This is also making me think this could be George.
Unexplained.
George Spawn owned the ranch. George Spawn was blind. George Spawn was 80 in the 60s. He could be here 100 years.
Oh, the eyes are burning.
Blind.
What was that light?
He was
What was that light?
Is this George that we're
I'm turning
speaking
these
to
off.
now?
What the f? Wait, you've been there the whole time?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
here.
That's crazy as shit. My eyes are burning, and then I swear, like that, basically the camera light was up there.
In the tree?
There?
Like it came from like right here. Like perfectly right here. Like exactly, yeah, that tree. I teared up for a little bit, just one single tear. And it literally felt like there was something here, and I had to like, the only way to explain it is like if I didn't squint my forehead, it was gonna split open. It was like trying to like push everything to here, and then I was squinting so hard, I felt like my eyeballs were gonna get pulled out.
So much like movement happening around us right now. What? We all. Right?
What was that?
Oh. What? We all. Right?
What was that?
What?
How is it like big enough to make that noise, but small enough to not knock anything off or move anything? Like not a single branch moved.
But it was loud enough where it would sound like it was brushing through all the bushes.
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
Oh. I would love to be friends with you. Hi. Who am I talking to? Who is here right now? It couldn't have been me.
No, that's a huge distance.
It couldn't have.
My ashes are here.
Again. First it said find my ashes, and now say my
Broken glass right here too. With some kind of. That's ash.
Huh?
That's actual ash, is it not? Yeah, that's ash. That's not dirt. That's not gravel. That's actual.
Man.
That's the dirt, and that's the ash. A bottle right here.
Wait, can I see him?
Yeah, here you go. And look, you got the X's again. And it could just be whatever, just carvings, but still.
Wow, yeah, that looks. This looks different than what was in the jacket too. It breaks apart so easy.
Is this
And
your
why is it in a
ash that we're touching? Is this where your ash is? This right here, the one that we have in our hand?
Someone put it here very much on purpose.
In a broken bottle?
Yeah, as like
It's
a
like
little.
the bottom of the broken bottle.
A jar.
You can let us know. for walking towards the right direction. To find anything. For us to find out more about you, people that have passed here.
The area I was talking about. Yeah, here. This is like the fire pit type of area I remember seeing. With like the single centerpiece. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And then I never went further than this. I don't remember anything else back here.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like there's further than this.
They always said that they would do fires, they would sing songs around the campfire, because Charles Manson loved to sing and play guitar. He really wanted to be a superstar musician, and they always said he would sit on a rock, have everyone go around him, and he would sing his songs to everybody. And he just loved the attention, loved to start trying to brainwash people, get them really high on drugs so he could tell them like his ideas. And this looks like what I've read about.
Crazy.
This looks
Just
exactly.
get them into like the idea, because when you're on drugs, acid, LSD, shrooms, you get into this headspace where you really opened up this quote they call it the third eye, right?
Yeah.
And imagine getting fed into all these stories about the race wars and about like just the ideology of whatever he had.
And you believe it, because
Of course.
these are people who like left home when they were children and didn't feel like they belonged anywhere, and all of a sudden they're like, these are my people, and
This is
every night
God.
you're just getting high and some guy is telling you like, I am God, we're gonna do this, do what I say. Like, that's extreme level brainwashing.
Not
right
gonna
there.
lie, it kind of feels culty to me.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
it's kind of
Like,
starting to look culty here.
right.
Honestly.
I'm finding a bunch of cinder blocks, but I don't have a light to be able to see anything.
Cinder blocks?
Yeah, like old building supplies. And I don't know what's down here. And that's my only light is on my body camera. Yeah, cinder block right here, here. And then it kind of looks like concrete.
Oh yeah, like a stair.
Like there used to be some kind of building here.
Oh wow.
Right? Like maybe a staircase. Yeah, look, this is all concrete. Yeah. So there used to be a building here. I don't know what else it would be. So you're trying to talk about like where the house might have been, but
It makes sense though, right? To have a campfire in front of your house. Did you turn off the spirit starter?
Looks like it's still on here.
No.
Huh. It's been quiet?
Yeah, it got real quiet after we left.
Yeah. After we left the cave, it hasn't said a single thing. Wow.
Tired.
Oh my god.
they're tired. It was on. It's been on the whole time.
That's insane. It's talking to you. It's absolutely talking to you.
Tired. Sing songs, energy.
House.
Yeah, but it's just like, what did he want everyone to do?
Yeah.
Sing and perform and bring energy. So it's like maybe that's what we have to do is
Go
give
over
energy
there.
back. I mean, think about the accuracy of the answers we've been getting, at least the ones that I know about, prior to Estes, and like how much energy that takes to communicate that clearly. And then we walked away, and then sure enough.
Yeah.
We're also further from the water.
Abigail.
Abigail. Another girl's name.
Wait, Abigail was one of the victims, the Tate LaBianca murders.
Okay.
The biggest, most publicized one.
What is that murder? Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. August 8th. They went to a house, seemingly just a very random house. They walked in, just completely slaughtered everybody. Just no reason. 2 females, 2 males, and one of the females was pregnant as well. They were all very young too, like in their 20s.
And one of them was Abigail.
Okay, well, earlier they got I Like to Talk. We haven't tried the Panasonic yet.
No.
So let's see if maybe that can work.
Flashlight went off.
Flashlight went on when you said maybe that could work. Let's try it.
And they're both
stayed on.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Portal.
Portal.
Okay, let's do it.
Both flashlights, I mean, granted that's how I set them up, but they're both pointed right here. Getting portal, talking about Panasonic. I feel like just kneel right here where this rock is and see what answer we can get.
Let's do it.
Tears of blood.
Tears of blood. It's one way to open a portal. Remember what happened to me earlier during Estes?
Yeah.
I literally felt like I had a single
one
tear.
You did.
And then I felt like all this was happening and my eyes started watering.
Oh,
so maybe it had nothing to do with that. Like tears of blood. I remember it felt like my eyes were like getting gouged out. Like I was squinting so hard my eyes were gonna rip themselves out.
Yep.
And then go left, we come over here. These are both still on solid, portal and tears of blood.
Wow.
And we're talking about like how is there a portal?
Yeah.
Light off.
Right, because he knew like witchy things.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no proof or documentation that he ever did like
witchcraft,
but he would always say
he would tell them to do witchy things, like writing names in blood. Woo! And that is when that happened during the
Don't push it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is crazy. Don't push it.
Okay, there's definitely two conflicting things happening, right? There's one that's like trying to give us answers, and the other one going, don't push the bounds
This
here.
entire time.
And go left, here we go. Strange rock set up for fireplace.
Yeah.
But also, who knows what they were doing when they weren't sing-songing around.
Yeah. And the most notable night when he said, make sure you do witchy things, is the night that Abigail was murdered. And that's what they did. They did witchy things there.
He scares people.
I know you hear us. I know you know we're here. Give us the clues. Give us the words. Let us know how we could free you from this, from him. You don't need to be scared of him.
Of course.
What are you cheering about?
They want to be friends
I think we're
with you,
hearing
and now
opposite
you're
things right
friends.
now.
No, I'm like, let's do the Panasonic so we could hear him.
Okay.
And like,
Because what I heard was you would be afraid of him, and then went, of course.
What did I?
Even I kept getting blind early on the episode.
Blind.
George
It could be.
Yeah. Whoever is here, we're hoping that you brought us right to this
Heaven.
section, heaven, on purpose. That this might still be your portal, your entryway, your power source. So while we're all here, I'll speak for myself. While I'm here, and I'm kneeled down, you can pull whatever power you need from me to be able to
Dear
speak
friends.
more clearly. We know that you're tired.
I will do the same.
Okay. I'll do the same.
It was a very Manson-y thing that just happened, isn't it? They just like took a knee, and then what'd you guys all do? You all followed like exactly what I did.
But out of respect.
That was a very,
It's not human.
It's not human.
The noises that we're hearing.
It was a very Manson-y thing to have happened right there. 3, 2.
Is this somebody that we're speaking to that was there the night?
I can speak through this.
Were you there the night of the murder of Abigail and her friends? Are you one of the people that was at the home?
I'm gonna try the other one, which has a lower sensitivity. I think we're all gonna have to like set and then try and like literally block out the cricket noise.
Okay.
Cheers.
This is where we have body cameras. What?
Chairs. As I'm saying, we're gonna have to sit to block out.
Then chairs.
Oh my god.
You sit on the bench, like the chairs.
Bodies below.
Tears of blood, bodies below, portal.
Here. This is it.
Kind of makes you wonder, like, if.
Something's back there.
Well, no, if this is actually supposed to be at the same level as the creek, but they just kept
Adding.
piling things up. Because that looks like it's brought in. Obviously all the logs are brought in. That's insanely morbid to think that their fire pit, campfire area could have been built up by putting people here. And
Am I alive?
Unfortunately, you are not alive anymore. Again, this is why we are here. You've told us that their body below here. Was this a ritual that you guys have done during your time here?
if he did, would they know? Right? Like mind control.
Yeah.
Through LSD, through acid.
They wouldn't.
Like, would you really know? Or would you like, all these things are happening to you and you think it's just the drugs, but in the reality it really is happening.
Yeah.
Imagine you think you're having a bad trip and you think like you're crying tears of blood.
I was treated well.
Okay, not that.
Or they think they were.
I was literally about to say, like, or they think they're treated well, but really in real life they're being, you know?
Manipulated.
Did you die here? Do you recall passing away here? But if you think you're still alive, is this the last place you have memory of? And if you're asking, am I dead? It means you think you're still alive.
Here.
Exactly. And if you don't remember any other places you've been to since, then this would have been the last place it would have been, 100%. And where they would have died.
That's right.
So yeah, maybe they do think they were treated well.
Yeah.
They were getting all the drinks and food that they wanted, but one of them was their last.
You know what this remind me of? And like,
He'll get you.
What were you about to say?
that's so crazy. It's just like, this remind me of like, history repeats itself, right? You know, we've been doing this for years and years and years. It's the same concept here with like slaveries and stuff. Like, they get brainwashed to think they're going, you know, they get baptized, they get, you know, get washed up, get cleaned up. The second time, right? Thinking that they're going to go somewhere where God is going to protect them and God is going to take care of them, and this is the land of God, is where they thought they were going.
Mm-hmm. And then they get completely tricked.
Right.
When they arrive.
Literally like that manipulation at its finest.
Who are the two people that was treated well and he'll get you? There's like two very different things that are still happening this entire night.
Yeah.
Just complete opposite things that are happening.
Yeah. I mean, there was even someone earlier who said they were shot here. And then there was the haha.
Okay, we can try this again, but I don't know if we can block out
Am
the
I
crickets.
the only one that's hearing that?
I only hear crickets right now.
No, it was like a very sneaky footstep. It got as close as where Evan was. That's why I was freaking out. I was like, there's something behind us. It got as close as where Evan was. That's why I was freaking out. I was like, there's something behind us.
I heard that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not even debatable.
That was so loud.
Okay, let's try this. Let's
Are we
kneel
sitting?
and try and get as close as we can.
Okay.
Were you a part of the creation of this portal?
Are there ashes to be found here where we're standing right now?
Many died here.
Is there anything in the area by the tarp that we should be looking for?
What was the significance of the number 8 earlier? Is that how many people were buried here? Ending, it's a long one. I wonder how many names we've gotten.
Gotten a lot.
Hear my footsteps.
Yeah, we do. We've been hearing them all night.
Mm-hmm.
Are there ashes to be found here where we're standing right now? What have you done here? Is there anything in the area by the tarp that we should be looking for? What was the significance of the number 8 earlier? Is that how many people
Land.
were buried here?
Just that one earlier.
Yeah.
That one was.
About the portal. I'm gonna bring this down to like literally do a point where we have to yell. Alright, I'm gonna hold it like right here basically. This thing is gonna go off. There it is. And
I like using this.
This?
probably.
Because we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Or is it that?
Let's try this. We're just adjusting the settings on this. I've never had to make it where we have to yell. Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2. What is the significance of this portal? Did you help create it?
Are there any sacrifices that needed to be made for this portal? Was it done here?
How many lives were taken here at Spawn Ranch?
She likes you.
So jumpy.
To the entity that replied me in the previous message, who or what are you?
The person that we keep hearing take footsteps closer and closer to us. What is your name? Ending. It is crazy that it's just like one big boom, boom. It started over there and kind of jumped across the creek. I think that worked. Like all the way through worked.
Turning those sensitivity?
It didn't record consistently. I dropped
Really?
it. Yeah, I mean us yelling and then fighting off the crickets.
What is the significance of this portal? Did you help create it? Are there any sacrifices that needed to be made for
Prison.
this portal? Was it done here? How many lives were taken here at Spawn Ranch? She likes you. To the entity that replied me in the previous message, who or what are you? Me in the previous message, who or what are you? we keep hearing footsteps closer and closer to us. What is your name? What is your name?
It's weird. What I kept hearing was, "What's your name?" I said, "What is your name?" And then I heard, "What's your name?" Like it just repeated me.
Yours.
Yours.
So like it's mocking you.
Yeah, I was like, "What's your name?" And I hear,
We never
"What's
introduced ourselves.
your
That's true.
name?" Oh yeah, we never did.
Never.
Yeah, we never really felt like there was the moment to introduce ourselves because we were just getting conversation from the get-go.
Yeah, right when we walked in.
Oh, you stepped on a cat.
Anna.
Another A name.
Yeah, all A's, you're right.
These flashlights have been on the entire time, like right here.
Dude, this one's so consistent. Oh, both of them.
Right, too.
Yeah.
Full blown.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one.
Oh my god, these noises are just insane.
Okay.
This one's consistent, though. Sounds like a person.
You guys. Oh my god, these noises are just insane.
Okay.
This one's consistent, though. Sounds like a person.
You guys.
Oh yeah, that's so crazy that it's like jumping this 15, 25 foot gap. Okay.
Well, hello, I'm Ginger. Also, I've heard a lot about your place. We've heard a lot about Spawn.
My name is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Mary had a baby with Charles Manson.
Oh, shit.
Mary, what is your last name? Ending.
Mary, what is your last name? What is your last name?
What do you think's happening?
It still sounds like we have two entities, one good, one bad, going against each other. And to me, it seems like the good entity is slowly losing its battle with energy, and that's why it's fading out and getting more quiet. And it literally just said getting tired.
Yeah.
The one time we get like, my name is Mary, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and it's right as we're introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the
And
hard.
that's like such a significant
What?
bug.
No, something like a rock just fell on my arm. Like that is 100% in the line of this camera.
As we're introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the
And
hard.
that's like such a significant.
What?
Something like heavy. Like, not that.
Huh.
Can
It would
shine
also
her
be in
light up.
that camera too. It's pointed up a
Yeah,
little bit.
this
but
one's
yeah.
almost.
I have a dirt mark on my arm.
Oh my gosh.
Can you look up in the tree? Yeah, nothing up there.
Like, can it thrown at you?
I have no idea.
Hey, could you get the crickets to stop for like 5 minutes?
That'd be terrifying.
That'd be the most insane thing. That's why it's worth asking. It sounds stupid, but what if it worked? What if it worked? All of you would be like, what a stupid... And then all the crickets went silent. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
and then
I will freak out.
sprint out of here.
I might run.
next thing we can try and do. The Panasonic's Void.
Well, you did want to have Jerry under.
I want you out.
And then there's a branch behind us that just snaps.
Like I said, what's the next step that we should do? I want you out.
Scary.
We'll go
Okay.
over here. You can just face that way you don't have to worry about closing your eyes.
Okay.
Can you tell us something you want to get off your chest? That you want to come honest with? What'd she say?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Okay. A little bit of something you want to get off your chest.
What's the darkest secret you know?
Rope torture.
Rope torture.
I didn't. It's so clear. I didn't.
Rope torture. I didn't.
Hang someone.
Could that be part of the torture?
Oh, shit, look. Something fell from right there. That branch goes directly on top of this. I mean, that branch, like, perfectly aligns with the fire pit. Was someone hung from this tree?
I didn't.
Okay, you didn't. But did you see it? That would be a terrible secret for you to keep.
Not.
Were you aware that terrible things like that were happening? At all? You must be terrified.
Oh, we've just been doing this for so long. But like everything seems so perfect. It just doesn't even seem believable to me. Like, you know people came here.
Can you feel us?
Right? Like, from the second we walked in, it's just been so perfectly lined up.
Catch 'em.
And we know people came here. And we know they did crazy. And they mixed acid and all these insane drugs to kind of brainwash them. And the murders were real. And there were bodies found here. And there are more other people, documented people missing, let alone how many people never had documentation.
Yeah.
And then you have this giant fire pit here. We get Portal. She's sitting on the stone. You have a damn tree hanging right above it. And we keep getting find my ashes, find my ashes. Fire pit. What? It makes perfect sense that they would just burn the bodies right here.
Yep.
And sing and dance
right here
around it. And we also got
My name is Michael.
Michael. And we also got like blood tears.
Yep.
So same, like all of it combined.
Pain, head. You know what I mean? Like,
and I was crying earlier for absolutely no reason. I mean, like literally everything has basically said, this is a portal that was created through sacrificing
Get
people.
away from here.
Right? Like through sacrificing people or some kind of weird culty, ritually, witchcrafty, drug-induced mania that's happening. And it's been like so blatantly obvious the entire time that like we're all, I don't know, right? It feels like we're all like fighting that it's that simple.
Yeah.
And we keep getting all the different names, all the different names, all the different names, all the different names. Name.
Tom, stop.
Calm.
Stop it.
Calm, stop it. Is it really that simple?
No.
But even the way that came out like that, no, like it sounds
Yeah.
like someone on drugs.
Yeah.
Well, for those that's on drugs, it's never that simple. You know what I mean? It's
68.
68. Dude, if we got 68 names tonight.
The year 68?
Yeah, isn't that within like the year?
Yeah, 1968.
Me. Only. What the f is that?
What?
I thought that was you.
What?
I just felt like I thought you went like this to get me.
No?
Ah, okay.
What was the last question you asked?
Yes or no answer. Were people either buried or burned right here?
Here.
Here. Here.
Oh my
Here.
god.
Ichiari, here.
Oh my god. That's it.
Try to explain too why Manson was trying so hard to get out to Death Valley.
He was trying so hard to leave Spawn Ranch. So hard, and no one wanted to. And then that's why he got so furious too when people found out about Spawn Ranch, because no one was supposed to know about it. No
Neil.
one at all. Another name, Neil. That could explain too why he got just absolutely livid. The people came here. Yeah, and of course it's so easy for people to overdose. When you have no idea what you're being given and you have absolutely no cell phones, and you're on a ranch with a blind owner who wouldn't have no idea anything that's happening.
It adds up. It adds up.
It's like the most straightforward thing we've been getting the entire time, and I've been fighting it so hard. Fighting it so hard to be like, there's just no way it's this straightforward right off the bat the second we walked in here. Was this portal created on purpose? Was there true intent? Or was it all just done for fun and became an accident?
What the heck is going on? So many things happening.
It was everything all at once.
Yeah, it was.
The children sing.
The children sing.
Every single thing around us. All. That was the first time tonight where everything all at once.
Just. What the heck is going on? So many things happening.
It was everything all at once.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, police sirens. Police siren noises. That's 8.
Wait again.
There's nothing else I can.
Behind you. Under. Really deep. Under.
Back to the buried bodies theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, this is, think like public land. So we could just bring shovels. We could literally come back with shovels.
Trying to come back and dig a grave real quick and see what's up.
I mean, if they burned them though, there would be no. Oh my God! Look! Oh my God!
There's lots of us.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, dude, that freaked me out. Wow.
And then there's lots of us.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
Literally talking about possibly digging up this area to see if there's people down here, and then boom, boom, there's lots of us.
Whoo, my heart. What are you thinking?
I mean, they said that they searched for bodies, but they never, like, dug. They never dug up any of the areas.
You think it was very surface level search?
Yeah. They never dug up any of the areas at all. I mean, and this just kind of looks like it's a natural slope, but... Yeah, what?
What did that say?
That one's right here.
Scaring them.
That one, they can't be an animal. I can see that. I saw it. Move.
What did you see?
Anno. And me.
Another lady?
Okay, I can hear and see where the noise is coming from. There's nothing here.
Hear it.
Hear it. You understand?
Christopher.
Three times in a row. This is precisely where the noise came from.
Can you do it again?
Is this your way of trying to kick us out, trying to push us out?
I mean, it came from right here.
You see us.
You see us. You see him.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was like precisely like this rock thing is exactly where the noise came from. And the first time I saw the branch move.
There's no reason the K2 should go off because there's no electricity here, so
Yeah.
if it gets anything.
No, nothing on this at all. Nothing on it.
You want to try and push for a few more questions? And
Yeah.
then I feel like we've.
My name is Rose.
Her name is Rose.
Rose.
Again, she would know if Rose meant anything.
Yeah.
Wait, Rose is one of the names. No, Rose is one of the names.
For sure?
You know, I'm like 98% sure Rose is one of the names.
I don't remember. You sound very confident though.
Yeah.
Rose is in my head as one of the names.